an undeniable economic revolution with a firm GDP growth trajectory. The impacts of our policies are reaching all districts, wards and villages. Vanoona ngati vonei, vanonzwa ngati nzwisisei. No amount of falsehoods by our detractors will ever conceal the true and the positive story of Zimbabwe. Sustainable, people-centered development and prosperity can never be a big bang. We are a nation on the rise. Systematically, orderly, and through a disciplined approach, we are building the Zimbabwe we want, brick by brick, and stone upon stone. Gradually, we are lifting people into a better quality of life, step by step, and community by community. The ongoing empowerment programs are designed to facilitate entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. Our youth, our women must make money. Make money in the free and independent land of their birth. No one and no place will be left behind. Makorokoto amhlope kumabasa edu akasiyana siyana tiri kuratidza kuti zokwadi nyika inovakwa igotongwa igonamatirwa. Hallelujah. Agriculture production and productivity is our reliable and consistent path to self-reliance. Higher agriculture productivity should now translate to expansion of our agro-industries. Conference is called upon to guide our structures and the nation at large to ensure that our agriculture is market-driven, not only to feed ourselves, but particularly for export destinations. The aim is also to see better health, nutrition, especially for our children, and improved household incomes. As a result of the successes in the agriculture sector, the party has a duty to plan and direct our government in a manner that realizes these aspirations. Preparations for the 2025-2026 summer cropping season have already begun. Inputs are being dispatched across the country. I congratulate the party for mobilizing farmers towards climate proofing our agriculture. The increased uptake of the Fumvudza Intwasa program is a demonstration of our shared vision to be a nation that produces what we eat. Well done, Zimbabwe. The record maize, wheat, and tobacco yields, as well as mineral sales, together with the expanding manufacturing sector and increasing tourist arrivals, all point to our unstoppable potential. Pamsoro pazvo, vana vedu vari kushanda kunze kwenyika, vari kubatsiravo kuvaka nyika yokwavo. Tinozvikudza izvozvo. Our citizens in the diaspora are playing their part in building our motherland through remittances and increasingly by investing in different parts of the economy. Such acts of patriotism and allegiance to our motherland are commendable. Going forward, the ZANU-PF-led government will continue to collaborate with the private sector to consolidate the gains we are realizing from the prevailing conducive business environment. Zimbabwe is open for business, with focus now on investment promotion in rural areas. As we welcome investors in our jurisdiction, we expect that they will adhere to the Constitution and the laws while also respecting our people, respecting our customs and our culture. More industries and factories must be established among our communities. Production of all the needs of our people should be best at the places where they live. Tinoda mafactory kumaruwa ikoko. Zvinhu zvatinoda ngazvigadzirwe kumatunhu edu. Mabasa ngawanikwe kuma districts edu nekuma wards kwatinogara. Tisu tine mutoro wokuzviita izvozvo sehurumende. Let us not wait for others from elsewhere to come and develop our own areas and sectors. The duty to create jobs for our young people is ours together. At the government level, our rural industrialization, transformation, and the empowerment of local communities is on course. You are all witnessing irrigation schemes, presidential village business units, as well as agro-processing and warehousing facilities being established throughout the country. These interventions are turning our rural communities into strategic and viable export hubs, resulting in improved household incomes and livelihoods. Conference is challenged to further assess the performance of all party programs and projects. This should be done for the purpose of collectively proffering positive recommendations that will close any emerging development gaps and oversights by government. Throughout the prosecution of the armed liberation struggle and since independence, the party has always demonstrated an ability to adapt strategies to realize the desired end goal for the people. We are a people's movement that decisively and boldly reviews our own approaches in the best interests of the people of our beloved country. This culture should never stop. We are from the people and must serve the people. Government has put in place concrete strategies to quicken the rate of modernization of our hospitals, as well as the availability of drugs and medicines. Tomorrow, I will be commissioning the Nut Farm Medical Warehouse here in Mutare at the Victoria Chitepo Provincial Hospital. Science education is at the core of industrialization and sustainable development. The party should ensure that government is directed to prioritize the construction, equipping, and the manning of science labs, especially in rural areas. The heritage-based education 5.0 model has had evident results. Discussions at this conference towards deliberately scaling up support for our talented youth to broaden areas of innovation as well as commercialize their creative ideas and the products are critically important for the development of our country. In agriculture, in mining, in manufacturing, ICTs and tourism, among other sectors, the young people are emerging as masters of their own destinies. Our party and the country has every reason to be proud. Well done, our young people. Semsangana we-ZANU-PF tinokutsigirai vachidiki. Ngazvirambe zvakadaro. Muchiziva kuti nyika inovakwa, inotongwa, igonamatirwa. Hallelujah. Pamberi nenyika yedu, pamberi nevechidiki vedu, pamberi youth yetu, pasine mandu. My dear comrades, ZANU-PF is a strong and a united party with a constitution. It has a sound ideology, clearly laid out structures, and revolutionary principles that do not change according to preferences and the self-interest of cliques. Kwete. Musangano, gwarai gwara. Musangano, haukwani muhomwe yomunhu. Hausi wangu, hausi wedu sevatungamiriri. ZANU-PF nderuzhinji rweZimbabwe. ZANU-PF is not private property. It can never fit into anyone's pocket. This is a mammoth revolutionary party, a party of the people. Hatisi musangano we mazake. Tinomira pazviga zvedu, zviga zvinobva kuvanhu, uye totevedzera gwara romusangano, gwara rehondo yechimurenga chakaunza rusununguko tinaro nhasi. We are a party that upholds its constitution, including the laws of this country, as we advance our national interests. Kure kwemeso nzeve dzinonzwa. All structures are directed to expose and reject perpetrators of tribalism and regionalism, among other narratives that divide the party. Corruption of any kind has no place among the rank and file of the party membership, and indeed in our country. It is cancerous to the ongoing national development agenda, pasi ne corruption. You will all recall that in 2018, in my address to the 17th National People's Conference at Esgodini, Matabeleland South Province, I pronounced that, and I quote, "To achieve the modern, prosperous society we envision to become, we must cleanse ourselves from the retrogressive tendencies such as corruption, self-centeredness, economic sabotage, indiscipline, immorality, among other ills. The party should never be a haven for any of these vices. We must be honest, hard-working, transparent, disciplined, and selfless in all our activities. These are values and the national ethos which must be ingrained in us to bequeath to future generations." That position still stands today and tomorrow. It remains the correct path line. Excesses, wanton acts of commission and omission for corrupt ends risk alienating the party from the masses and must be expunged from our body politic. Discipline and integrity of all ZANU-PF members should be above question. I expect the conference to be emphatic on these matters. Are we agreed? Hallelujah. Our country is not for sale. Spreading false information, denigrating one's country, denigrating the leadership, and the people can never be good for our national pride, our image and dignity if we do such things. Let it be clear that those opportunists who tarnish our country for short-sighted, ulterior political motives will never succeed. Zimbabwe is a constitutional democracy with strong governance systems and institutions. Nyika haitongwi pa social media. Nyika haisi yokutamba nayo. Nyika yedu, rusununguro rwedu, rwakatengwa neropa. Ropa revana veZimbabwe vakarara mumasango umu pasine mhandu. Under my leadership, ZANU-PF will remain vigilant and not waver in safeguarding, defending, and promoting our unity, our peace, our democracy, independence and sovereignty. We shall never betray the fallen heroes and the heroines, sons and daughters of the soil, who paid for the Zimbabwe we now enjoy with their dear lives. Says ZANU-PF, atikanganwe, ticharamba tichichengetedza nhaka yedu yatakasirwa naavo Askiwa na upenyu kuti sinunguke. My dear comrade delegates, as we turn to the main agenda of this watershed conference, I challenge us to do so with unity of purpose and invite us all to put our hands to the plow to achieve the intended objectives of this gathering, of this conference. Focus must be on guaranteeing the growth of our party membership in readiness for the harmonized general elections which are coming. Responsive strategies and approaches must be advanced to consolidate the visibility and influence of the women of the Youth League and the Veterans League. Political mobilization by the party with its affiliates is our daily responsibility. Let us carry on recruiting and welcoming new members from all walks of life and harness the diverse skills of the membership for the ultimate good of our revolutionary movement. Tinoramba tichivaka musangano wedu nguva nenguva tichienda mberi. The successes of the ZANU-PF government are a source of pride and are like a light that keeps growing brighter and brighter. Our national development philosophy, nyika inovakwa, igotongwa, igonamatirwa. Hallelujah. Through this philosophy, we must safeguard our dignity and our identity as truly independent Zimbabweans and an African people. The bonds that cement all of us from Zambezi to Limpopo and from Plumtree to Mutare are unbreakable. We are a united, peaceful, unitary, and indivisible great nation of Zimbabwe. This conference is a demonstration of this unity. Hatisi kudzokera shure. Ticharamba takabatana. Tichironga budiriro yenyika yedu tiri pamwe chete. Ndisu vene vayo Zimbabwe ndedu inosumudzirwa nesu varidzi vayo. Comrades, the Central Committee reviewed its activities undertaken through the various departments of the party during the period under review. The Central Committee report before us highlights that ZANU-PF is growing, modernizing and extending its influence. The departments of the party are more robust, in line with the expectation of the membership and generality of Zimbabweans. Grassroots empowerment initiatives are ongoing under the auspices of the leagues of the party. In all the programs undertaken in the period under review, no one and no place is being left behind. As a liberation movement, the party has remained engaged with progressive parties in the region and beyond. We are doing our part towards promoting the values of Pan-Africanism, unity, justice, peace, security, and sustainable development for all, particularly for us in the global south. ZANU-PF pays tribute to our friends and allies who are unflinchingly in support of Zimbabwe against the colonial illegal sanctions and other global shocks such as climate change. In line with the requirements of the party constitution, it is now my distinct privilege to officially table the Central Committee report to the 22nd National People's Conference for debate and adoption. And that is the report, which I now table for debate. With these remarks, I wish us fruitful deliberations and conference outcomes that leap forward our country's development and the prosperity of our people. Pamberi ne-ZANU-PF, pamberi nokubatana, pamberi negwara msangano, pambile ZANU-PF, pambile kubambana. Viva ZANU-PF! Viva ZANU-PF! Pasne mandu! Pasne mandu! Pamberi ne-ZANU-PF, pamberi nokubatana, pamberi nogwara msangano, pamberi ZANU-PF, pamberi nokubambana, pamberi nokubambana, pamberi ne-ZANU-PF, viva ZANU-PF, viva ZANU-PF, pasne mandu! God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you.
Pana sound. Pamsoroi. Ngati sei mawoko mudenga. Tikutende mtukabiri wedu. Nemashoko. Anovaka mashoko. Anosumudzira nyika. Anosumudzira musangano. Mawoko Shakare Chikwengu Mururu neburidzo Isai kutonga kwaro uko vakomana ridzai kutonga kwaro
Ndakuchinja mutemo sarura yodura tanzika yongoma nyangwe ukuzama undura ndakuchinja mutemo sarura yodura tanzika yongoma nyangwe ukuzama undura oh era sika kutonga kwaro ngoma bainira ngoma yamakachaira rinofasa nendera kambara makachaira kutonga kwaro kutonga kwaro kutonga kwaro kutonga kwaro kutonga kwaro kutonga kwaro aiwa hongore herendende wasikana hongore herendende muchadura aiwa hongore herendende wasikana aiwa hongore herendende muchadura ayere vakaranga moshkura musura Maria rinotonga musha Siso garosika banzo rinosiya tinda Kangoma kekeduka ega novaya katimba Kanyanya kukuri wa unowira mukumba Jerusalema kutamba kwa sumba Era zika kutonga kwaro Ngoma bainira Ngoma ya magajaira Rinofasa ninira Kambara magajaira Kutonga kwaro Kutonga kwaro Kutonga kwaro Kutonga kwaro Kutonga kwaro Kutonga kwaro Aiwa hongore herendende wasikana Hongore herendende mushadura Aiwa hongore herendende wasikana Aiwa hongore herendende mushadura
Magona. ZANU PF oye! Pasine mandu. Hatisisina nguwa. Ngatiteereresei zviri kuteera. Your Excellency, allow me to thank you most profoundly for your comprehensive, instructive, and unifying keynote address, which touched on the state of the party, the economy, and also the state of our social services. The incisive speech deserves a befitting vote of thanks, and to do so, I humbly invite another distinguished war veteran, a military and intelligence strategist who has served the party diligently and selflessly. After the 2023 harmonized elections, he was reappointed to serve again as Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Second Secretary of the party. He has equally supported His Excellency in rallying the people of Zimbabwe towards Vision 2030. Dai tikambonyarara avo vari kufamba vari kuenda kupi, dai matibatsira we-security kuti vanhu vagare pasi hatisati tapedza program yedu. Honorable Vice President and Second Secretary, Colonel Retired KCD Mohadise, the floor is yours to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of the conference and to move a motion for conference to take note of the keynote address by His Excellency, the President and First Secretary of ZANU PF, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa. Honorable Vice President, sir.
Pambili ZANU PF. Pambili ZANU PF. Pambili ukubambana. Pambili ukubambana. Pambili ZANU PF. Pambili ZANU PF. Pas nemandu. Your Excellency, the President and First Secretary for ZANU PF, Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, Your Excellency, the First Lady and Secretary for Environment and Tourism, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, colleague Vice President and Second Secretary of ZANU PF, Honorable General Retired, Dr. C.G.D. Nchiwenga, the National Chairman of our party, ZANU PF, and Minister of Defense, Honorable OCZ Mshunguri Kashiri, the Secretary General of our Revolutionary Party and Speaker of the National House of Assembly, Comrade Advocate J.F.N. Mdenda, the Treasurer General of our party, Comrade P.H. Namasa, Politburo members here present, Central Committee members here present, Provincial Chairman of our party here in Manicaland, Comrade T. Mukodza, the Minister of State for Manicaland Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Comrade Advocate M. Mugadza, Cabinet Ministers and Deputy Ministers here present, senior government officials, invited guests, media fraternity here present, comrades and friends, ladies and gentlemen. Comrade President and First Secretary of our party, Your Excellency Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. It is with a profound sense of duty and a revolutionary pride that I stand before you to deliver this vote of thanks at this successful 22nd National People's Conference. This gathering is not just a meeting, but a resounding confirmation of our collective will, a strategic pause to refuel our engines for our final ascent as we move towards Vision 2030. Comrades, let me begin by directing my deepest and most sincere gratitude to the Chief Architect of our modern nation, our Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency Dr. Idi Mnangagwa. Your Excellency, we thank you. We thank you for your unwavering leadership and for prioritizing Zimbabwe's socio-economic development. Your vision has decisively opened up space for capital to find foot on the Zimbabwean soil. You have worked tirelessly to reposition our great nation, making Zimbabwe a premium destination for investment. This is the concrete foundation upon which our lasting prosperity is being built. We also thank you, Your Excellency, for your wisdom in allowing our party to grow organically and healthy. Over the years, you have consciously built vectors of peace and unity among us by allowing internal democracy to flourish. You have strengthened our foundation. You have shown us that a party that debates robustly but remains united in purpose is a party that cannot be defeated. Furthermore, this phase of our revolution we are in is non-negotiable. This is the phase of economic development. The economy, by its nature, is a delicate ecosystem. It thrives on stability, predictability, and most importantly, unity of purpose. It collapses where there is discord. Our collective energy, our very thought, our every action must be channeled in one direction, pulling together to build our economy under the clear direction of the party. Your Excellency, your keynote address today has challenged us to constantly reflect on the future of our party. This is not a call for minor adjustments, but a deliberate and conscious evolution. We must now continue to build a modern party, a party that transcends its traditional role, not a party that awakens only when elections are by the corner, not a party that awakens only during elections, but a party that is a living and breathing vehicle for daily development and continuous economic empowerment. Our party structures, from the national to the cell or village level, must be the primary engines driving our people towards prosperity. They must be the dynamic conduit through which empowerment programs flow, innovation hubs, incubators of business ideas, and the generators of economic justice. Our party must be a global enterprise, a brand synonymous with progress, stability, and transformative leadership. Your Excellency, ZANU-PF is a development-oriented party that must be guided by one unwavering principle: That is, party must be guided by one and one principle, and that guiding principle is the party supremacy. Party supremacy is not about domination. It is about strategic direction and ideological consistency. It is the vital mechanism that ensures the government we lead remains perfectly aligned with the values, principles, policies, and the revolutionary ethos of our ruling party. The government is the engine, but the party is the driver who holds the map to Vision 2030. Without party supremacy, the engine may veer off the road, distracted by short-term gains. With the party supremacy, we ensure that every government policy, every piece of legislation, and every national program is a direct implementation of the resolutions we pass in this very conference. Another lesson from your address, Your Excellency, is the power of inclusivity. You have dismantled the old gates and allowed a multitude of players to come to the fore. We see the dynamism of private sector, the commitment of the public sector, and the welcomed expertise from our diaspora. This is not a sign of weakness. It is a testament of our confidence as a party and a nation. We welcome those with capital to build our factories. We honor those with the technical expertise to modernize our agriculture and mines. In this grand mission of value addition and empowerment, there is no them and there is no us. We are all one, united under the banner of a prosperous Zimbabwe. Comrades, as I listened to the profound wisdom in His Excellency's keynote address, a greater truth dawned on me. We are not just witnessing a transformation of Zimbabwe. We are witnessing a birth of a new development architecture for the entire developing world. Your Excellency, the policies you are implementing, the philosophy you are championing, this is a masterclass in pragmatic, people-oriented development. I say this with conviction. Knowing Your Excellency, as the father of modern-day development architecture, a time is coming when leaders and policymakers from across Africa and the global south will not just visit Zimbabwe for trade. They will come for a developmental pilgrimage. They will come to learn. They will come to study the Mnangagwa doctrine of economic empowerment. Of inclusive growth and of turning challenges into opportunities. They will come to see how a nation, against all odds, engineered its own renaissance. This is why, comrades, the task of documenting our journey is not just important. It is a sacred duty. I'm a firm believer that we must immortalize this wisdom. We must commission a definitive book series that explores the thoughts, the philosophy, and the practical policies of His Excellency, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa. Well, let's call it the Mnangagwa Blueprint or the Architect of empowerment. When we are all gone, these books must remain. They will ensure that the mind of our president, his vision for his people, and his recipe for national success will live forever. Guiding generations of Zimbabweans and inspiring nations across the globe. Let's live here with a renewed covenant, a covenant to build a modern development-focused party, a covenant to uphold party supremacy as our guiding light, a covenant to support His Excellency's vision without reservation, and a covenant to act this great legacy in the permanent ink of history. The journey continues, and the work awaits. Therefore, comrades, with a spirit of unity, a record of radical empowerment behind us, and a clear vision for a legacy that will span the globe, and having been profoundly guided by the wisdom of our leader, I now hereby move the motion that this second National People's Conference takes note of and fully adopts the keynote address delivered by His Excellency, the President and First Secretary of our party, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, as our definitive blueprint and battle plan for economic conquest that lies ahead. Long live our party. Long live Zimbabwe. Long live Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa. I thank you, no tender. Siyabonga, twalumba.
Siyabonga.
Ngatisei maoko mudenga titende vice president vedu nekutipa vote of thanks. Maoko mudenga. Maboko. Zvakare. Chikwengu. Mururu nemuridzo.
On behalf of the conference, allow me to express our appreciation for the Honorable Vice President's very warm words of wisdom in recognition of a very powerful speech by His Excellency. Ngatiomberei zvakare maoko. Yes. Ndiri kukumbira kuti vari kuita noise zviri kudelaya our program. We still have another session where we will receive solidarity messages from our friendly sister organizations. I would want at this juncture for us, please, to keep our silence. Please, tibatsirei tinyarare kuti tikasike kupedza 30 minutes chete dzandiri kuita allocate hatisina nguva. Ngatinyararei, my comrades. At this juncture, let me invite all Russia, political United Russia, represented by a solidarity statement represented by the national chairman, Comrade D. Medvedev. I invite the representative to come forward and present a 3-minute message. Do we have someone from that party? Tiridzire ichiremerera vachiuya.
Your Excellency, the President and First Secretary of ZANU-PF, Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambuza Mnangagwa, Honorable Vice President,
Pamberi nokubatana. Pamberi nokubatana. Pasine madu. My comrades. My comrades. Ngatiite discipline. Munhu wese ngaagare pasi, ngatinyararei, tipe chiremerera kusangano uno neutungamiri hwedu. Ngatinyararei. Makomisa takakupai task yokuti province yako ngaiite discipline. Enforce the instruction.
Your Excellency, the President and the First Secretary of ZANU-PF, Comrade Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, Honorable Vice President and the Second Secretary of ZANU-PF, Comrade Konstantin Chevenga, the Vice President and the Second Secretary of ZANU-PF, Comrade Kenneth Mohadi, dear members of the Politburo of ZANU-PF and the Central Committee, delegates and participants of the ZANU-PF Annual Conference. Please accept my sincere congratulations on the occasion of the 22nd National People's Conference of the Zimbabwe African Union Patriotic Front. This large-scale annual event continues to play the key role in shaping Zimbabwe's strategic course, strengthening party unity, and advancing national interests of the country. It is symbolic that the event is taking place in Manicaland province, which has made an outstanding contribution to the republic's independence from colonial oppression. The diverse and mutually beneficial partnership between our countries is based on long-standing ties of friendship and mutual respect. Consistent interaction of the all-Russian political party, United Russia and ZANU-PF, including within the framework of the international anti-colonial movement for the freedom of nations, contributes significantly to the sustainable development of relations between Moscow and Harare. I look forward to deepening further inter-party cooperation in the interests of the people of our states. I wish you, Your Excellency, and all participants of the conference productive work and every success, as well as peace and prosperity to the Republic of Zimbabwe. I thank you.
We appreciate the potent bilateral cooperation between United Russia and our party ZANU-PF, which dates back to the days of the liberation struggle and is growing from strength to strength. May I, at this juncture, invite December 12 movement, represented by Councillor International Committee member, Comrade Sekou Willis. 3 minutes. Itai futi chiremerera vachiuya, unongoita in short zvichidaro.
The December 12th movement extends greetings to First Secretary and President Edie Mnangagwa, First and Second Secretaries Vice President Chirwenga and Muhadi, National Chairperson Muchingiri Kashiri, members of the Politburo, Central Committee, and representatives from the provinces and the chiefs. Over the past 26 years, the December 12th movement has been a regular guest at the party Congress and National Conference. We have extended the honor to address you. As you know, in 2019 and 2024, we lost two of our founding leaders, Comrade Viola Plummer, who was my grandmother, and Comrade Coltrane Shimaranga, to whom you granted his dying wish by having him laid to rest in Heroes Acres, Harare. Our support for Zimbabwe goes back to the early 1970s, where we are founding members of the African Liberation Committee. Since that time, we have supported and witnessed the triumph of the liberation struggle in 1980, the successful campaign to reclaim and distribute Zimbabwe's stolen land, the fight to defeat unilateral sanctions, which we all understand is a foreign instigated and financed campaign to bring about regime change, the economic turnaround that began with the Look East policy. We have seen is that under the leadership of ZANU-PF, the motion of Zimbabwe, no matter what the hardships endured, have been relentlessly forward. We applaud the economic advances and the steps forward, industrialization and modernization. The opening of the Chitepo School of Ideology, as well as the Museum of African Liberation, are two of those shining beacons. In the Pan-African world, Zimbabwe continues to be a beacon of struggle with its adroit application of strategy and tactics, and its refusal to give up no matter what the obstacle. Stephen Biko once said, "The most potent weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed." And our oppressors have for too long made us believe that Africans cannot trust each other or work together. ZANU-PF's unity in battling Western attempts to overthrow the government and regain ownership of the land and the economy has taught the Pan-African world a valuable lesson. The December 12th movement learned from comrades Viola Plummer and Coltrane Shimaranga the important role a strong visionary party plays in maintaining its country's independence, both politically and economically. ZANU-PF continues that tradition. Pamberi President E.D. Mnangagwa. Pamberi ZANU-PF. Pamberi the people of Zimbabwe. Straight ahead.
Mawaswakawa we December 12 December movement. Waomberere maoko zvakare. Thank you, December 12 movement, for your unflinching support and your continuous fight for the unconditional removal of the heinous and illegal sanctions against your country, Zimbabwe. May I, at this juncture, invite the next speaker, who is the Chinese ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Zhou Ding, to present the message from the Communist Party of China. Can we also invite the Cuban representative, the patron of the Zimbabwe Indigenous Interdenominational Council, and also the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association, then Citizens Against Economic Sanctions Chairman, and the Confederation of Trade Unions to come forward. Lastly, the Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Unions chairs have been provided for you so that we don't wait for too long. The Chinese ambassador, you have the
floor. Your Excellency, Comrade Dr. Mnangagwa, Honorable Vice President Chiwenga, Vice President Mohadi, comrades and friends, on the occasion of the 22nd National People's Conference of the Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front, the International Department of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China wishes to extend our warm congratulations. This year marks the 45th anniversary of Zimbabwe's independence. Over the past 45 years, the ZANU-PF has led Zimbabwean people in independently exploring a development path suited to the country's national conditions. Firmly opposing external interference and illegal sanctions and continuously advancing national development and rejuvenation. The CPC congratulates the ZANU-PF on its achievements in nation building. We are confident that the conference, the ZANU-PF, will develop well-designed strategic plans for reaching the goals set out in Vision 2030. Thus, leading Zimbabwe in accelerating agriculture and industrial modernization and becoming an upper middle income country at an early date. The CPC cherishes its enduring sisterly bond with the ZANU-PF. We stand ready to join hands with ZANU-PF to further strengthen our exchanges and cooperation across the board. Render each other firm support and strengthen solidarity and collaboration with progressive forces around the world as we work together to build an all-weather China-Zimbabwe community with a shared future and make new contributions to creating a more just and equitable international order. We wish the 22nd ZANU-PF National People's Conference a complete success. Thank you.
We want to thank His Excellency, the Chinese ambassador. As you are aware, China is our all-weather friend. We also cherish the more than 45 years of party-to-party mutual relations that we have enjoyed before our independence. We are indeed indebted to China's supreme sacrifice towards our independence. I now have the honor to invite the Cuban representative.
President and First Secretary of ZANU-PF, Your Excellency, Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Vice President and Second Secretary of the party, Honorable General Retired Constantino Chiwenga. Vice President and Second Secretary, Honorable Colonel Retired K. Mohadi. First Lady, Amai Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa. National Chairman, Honorable Opa Muchunguri. Secretary General, Honorable Jacob Mudenda. Allow me to continue saying all protocols observed. On behalf of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Cuba, we send fraternal greetings to our dear comrades and brothers of ZANU-PF and wish you success in holding the 22nd ZANU-PF National Conference. On this significant occasion, we reaffirm our willingness to continue deepening the excellent inter-party relations based on the exchange and cooperation agreement signed in January 2025 during the visit of the Politburo member and Secretary for External Affairs, Comrade Simbarache Mombengewe. We deeply thank ZANU-PF and the people of Zimbabwe for their unwavering solidarity in the struggle to lift the criminal and genocidal economic, commercial, and financial blockade imposed by United States more than 6 decades ago, as well as for the removal of Cuba from the list of state sponsors of terrorism. In face of the resurgence of the fascist forces and the indiscriminate use of force, we must continue promoting unity among leftist and progressive forces and defending peace throughout the world. Be confident that we will continue working together to face the great global challenges. Fraternally, Central Committee of the Communist Party of Cuba. Thank you.
Allow me to thank the Communist Party of Cuba for the very warm message in support of ZANU-PF. Cuba and Zimbabwe share the burden of illegal sanctions imposed on the two countries by USA and the West. Allow me to now invite the patron of the Zimbabwe Indigenous Interdenominational Council of Churches, His Grace Bishop Dr. Nehemiah Mtendi. 3 minutes, sir. May I invite Comrade Sifas Nube from the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association.
ZANU-PF, lo President E.D. Mnangagwa, 2030, phansi lama counter-revolutionary. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, and First Secretary of ZANU-PF, and the patron of Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association. the First Lady, Amai Auxilium Nangakwa, the Second Secretary of ZANU-PF and Vice President, Comrade Dr. Chiwenga, the Second Secretary of ZANU-PF, Comrade KCD Moadi, our National Chairman, Comrades OCZ Mchinguri Gashiri, our Secretary General of the party, ZANU-PF, Comrade James Denda, our political members here present, Central Committee members, all delegates from different provinces, our chairman of ZANU-PF in Manicaland, the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs in Manicaland, may I say all protocol observed, because due to the time allocated to us, I will just summarize my speech and hand it over to this national chairman. Regezai nditi nini chokutanga isisu sema War Veterans, Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association, the resolution number 1 adopted in Bulawayo last year on our 21st People's Conference, we support it as the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association. Secondly, the Second Republic, the fruits of the Second Republic, what we have realized from the economic side, the infrastructure, agriculture, and the other sectors, we have noticed that a lot of improvement has been done by our President in the Second Republic. So we are behind that, Our Excellency. Coming to the issue of the veterans of the liberation struggle, Comrade National Chairman, I was instructed to represent the war veterans, the detainees, non-combatant cadres, and collaborators. Hence, my speech is containing the 4 categories. So, on behalf of them, we all support ZANU-PF and the President, Comrade Iti Mnangagwa. For our 2 groups, the non-combatant cadres and the collaborators, the President is aware of their plight. Let me say this. A few weeks ago, on the 1st of this month, I met His Excellency and presented the state of the affairs of all veterans of the liberation struggle. And a lot is going to take place in a few days to come. And the President promised me that he's going to look into all the issues affecting the veterans of the liberation struggle while he is still in office. So I believe my colleagues should wait patiently and expect what the President has promised us, as he's a man of his words. So let's be patient. As I said, that I will just summarize. Regeza nditi national chairman vari verusununguko, they will never, ever leave ZANU-PF. That is because we were born in ZANU-PF, we will die in ZANU-PF. I think that is my message. I thank you.
Allow me once again to thank our gallant sons and daughters of the struggle for their continuous support of their party and also for remaining vanguards of our ideology, national sovereignty, and our territorial integrity. Tinokotendai, we are proud of you. May I now invite a representative of the Zimbabwe Indigenous Interdenominational Council of Churches. Do we have the representative coming? Oh, it seems we don't have a representative. We move on to the Citizens Against Economic Sanctions, Chairman being Comrade Martin Jarare. Please come forward.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, the First Secretary of ZANU-PF and the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. All protocols observed. Firstly, Your Excellency, as the Executive Director of Citizens Against Economic Sanctions, the organization that is at the forefront of advocating for the unconditional removal of ZIDERA and all other cohesive economic measures impeding our country's economic drive, we are making sure the people of Zimbabwe, here in Zimbabwe, wherever they are made aware of the negative impact of sanctions which were imposed on our country by America. Your Excellency, I stand here before you today to declare that we are 100% behind your leadership in ZANU-PF and government. And again, we are 100% in support of your pursuit to have illegal, coercive, and punitive sanctions imposed on an independent and sovereign Zimbabwe removed unconditionally, fully supporting your unwavering commitment to Zimbabwe's sovereignty and economic justice. Your Excellency, we also stand firmly behind your decision to compensate white farmers for only developments done on the farms as enshrined in our Constitution. We will not entertain any divisive tactics aimed at undermining our progress under guise of removing sanctions under ZIDERA. Your Excellency, we stand again in solidarity with you, ZANU-PF Party and the Second Republic, affirming that not an inch of our beloved land will be ceded in return of lifting sanctions. We have already won the battle, and you hold the cards, Your Excellency. Our independent sovereignty will not be traded for any price. Your Excellency, October 25, SADC Anti-Sanction Day commemoration is upon us sometime next week, and I extend our invitation to you, your government, and the people of Zimbabwe to come together and join us as we celebrate winning the sanction battle, sending a clear message to the Americans and the Western capitals that Zimbabwe is a land of warriors who, since time immemorial, have stood in unison defending our motherland. Your Excellency, I salute your visionary and patriotic mission, anchored in wisdom and driven by the dynamic leadership of the Second Republic. Your dedication and national cause continues to inspire many of us who believe in Zimbabwe's sovereignty, dignity, and prosperity. In conclusion, may the gods pour blessings and visionary wisdom upon your head as you toil in your journeys into the future, leading our people to prosperity, unity, and harmony. Your Excellency, the people of Zimbabwe will forever be grateful to your leadership. May your rulership continuously be blessed and cherished into the foreseeable future. Pasine zidera, pasine ma sanctions. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Comrade Jarare, and your team for rallying Zimbabweans to speak with one voice against the illegal and inhuman sanctions against Zimbabwe. I now invite Comrade Shamuyarira, the Confederation of Zimbabwe Unions. 3 minutes. In the absence of Comrade Kenya's Shamuyarira, may I have the honor to invite Comrade Florence Taruinga of Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Unions. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears 3 speakers are missing in action. We can proceed to the next session. Allow me to extend on behalf of ZANU-PF our appreciation for the solidarity messages, very powerful in support of our conference. I thank you very much, all presenters. At this juncture, allow me to invite Secretary for Transport and Social Welfare, Comrade July Moyo, to announce housekeeping matters before we break for lunch. Comrade July Moyo.
Pamberne ZANU-PF, Pamberne ZANU-PF, Pamberne President E.D. Mnangagwa, Pasine Mandu, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and First Secretary of ZANU-PF, Your Excellency Amai Auxilia Mnangagwa, First Lady and Secretary for Environment and Tourism in the Central Committee of ZANU-PF, members of the Presidium and all protocols observed. Let me just announce, Your Excellency, the critical issues that I think delegates will need to. I want to thank the drivers, our controllers, those who accompanied all the buses from various centers. Your Excellency, members of the Central Committee who you favored with cars, I will not mention the numbers because there are too many. were given fuel to come to this conference, to go back to their homes. And we thank you for affording these members of the Central Committee the dignity that they deserve after you promised them. Your Excellency, delegates who traveled from their home stations, from where you come from, will be reimbursed with their subsistence and travel. So go and contact your provincial secretaries of transport and welfare and through your chairman to make sure that you receive the money that will take you home. That has been assured. Your Excellency, we hire service providers in order to save food that has been donated by you, the leadership, led by you, the President, and also by provinces, as has been announced by the national chairman at the beginning of this conference. And all the food that you are going to eat has been donated, and 80% of what you are going to eat has been donated by Manicaland. We want to assure you that every day you will return to where you will be directed to eat from today. So, in the VVIP section, we have distributed cards. These cards you will keep, and security at the gate will not take those cards away from you. You will keep them, you will use them today, present, and keep them and present them tomorrow lunchtime. The VVIP is composed of the Presidium, the members of the Politburo, Council of Elders, Service Chiefs and their Chiefs of Staff, National Chiefs Council led by Chief Senator Mchane Kumalo, and there are 25 of those. The ministers and deputy ministers of the Republic, Chief Secretary and his deputy chief secretaries, Chairman of the Public Service and his colleagues who are commissioners, Chief Secretaries and those who are under the Chief Secretary as permanent secretaries, all diplomats, those representing foreign countries and our own local diplomats who have been invited to this conference, commissioners of independent commissions, heads of parastatals, members of the First Family, members of December 12 Movement, ZANU PF Directorate, permanent secretaries, invited guests. We have business people and other specially invited guests. They have been given cards. They will be joining the VVIP place. Then we have VIPs led by members of the Central Committee, National Consultative Assembly, members of the National Consultative Assembly. We have not been able to distribute to you your cards, but go to the Central Committee place, and there, because of your barcode, we will be able to give you the cards that you will use today and tomorrow. There are 320 of you, and we could not locate how to distribute to you, while others were distributed through either the party leadership or in the case of Parliament, through the Chief's Whip. Traditional leaders, the rest, of the traditional leaders who are here. We estimate there are 40 party directors and deputy directors, senior government officials, invited heads of affiliate associations, and these are 100 that you have been invited. Our colleagues from the diaspora who are 20, members of parliament and members of parliament who are either in the lower house or in the Senate, national executive of war veterans, national executive of Sibetra, and national executive of collaborators, national executive of liberation war cadres. These are 20. Those are invited. All others, those will be saved in the these will be saved in the VIP, I call it the Central Committee VIP tent. All of these have cards. Number 3, service staff and special diets. ZANU-PF party headquarters, provincial staff, Politburo and Central Committee drivers and aides, they will be saved in the third tent. Support services staff, members of the uniformed forces and entertainment groups. We expect that all of these, and the numbers are 1,300, and you are all catered for. The delegates, they are in 3 tents. Number 1 tent is with Blawayo and Harare, Masvingo, and Mashonaland South. You already used these tents yesterday, and please go to those tents. Number 2 tent, Manikaland, Matebele North, Mashonaland West. You will go to tent number 2, which you used yesterday. Tent number 3, you will go to Mashonaland, is for Mashonaland Central, Mashonaland East, Midlands, and please go back. I urge all those who go to all the different tents. We have a timetable that is managed by the national chairman. When she tells us it's 1 hour, let's keep that 1 hour. And through the coordination of